I can't wait. I can't make people wait another 30 seconds or whatever. We're just sitting here. We're ready to go. And we are live on the Northwest Home Value YouTube. It is our first episode of 2023. In today's episode, we got Phill Beecraft here. We're going to talk about the seller deadly sins, 10 things you absolutely should not do when you're selling your home in 2023. Get the rate update. And Phill and I will give you some 2023 market predictions, which could age like a bad tweet. You just never know. It's coming up next. All right.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Phill? We got Phill Beecraft in the house, our trusted mortgage advisor and our good friend. What's up, Phill?
Hey, man. Thank you so much for inviting me to this pilot episode for Northwest Home Listings. This is exciting. I've always wanted to do this, especially with you. And yeah, man, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, 2023 is here. Kids are off at school. My puppy's asleep. Yeah. Oh, man. Good deal.
Get the podcast hit while Sammy's sleeping. How is having a new puppy around the house? I mean, you got all the boys and now this. So
yeah, 3 boys, 2 kittens, and a puppy. So that's the count right now. They could be scratching at the door any minute. So it's like having a baby again. Waiting for them to fall asleep so I can get some work done.
I gotta make a visit. She's so cute, man. Chocolate
for sure.
Lab, right? Yeah.
Yep, she's a chocolate lab.
So cool.
Hey, I wanted to mention real quick what we're really doing here. We're calling it a podcast. It's kind of a video webcast. And Northwest Home Value and the things that Phill and I bring are really about helping you get more when you're selling your home and helping you get the best possible deal when you're buying a home. And that's really where Phill comes in because he's a mortgage advisor and I'm a real estate agent. So that's kind of our goal with this podcast, build some value. In fact, I think I'm going to run you through some of the mechanics of the show because we're in the episode 1. So I'm going to launch a banner. Let's see if I can do that.
Let's do it.
There it is. Helping homeowners increase their home value and sell their home for more money. NorthwestHomeValue.com.
Nicely done.
What do we got on my next slide here? So today's episode, right? 2023 is here. What's new and our predictions for the market. We'll do the rate watch, check in on mortgage rates with Phill, the price check with Preston. That's me. We'll check out home prices, where we've been at the end of 2022 and where we think we're headed. Always hard to predict, but that's something people ask us all the time, right, Phill?
All the time.
Like, hey, what's going on with the market? Where do you think we're headed? Like we have a crystal ball.
Yeah. We don't have a crystal ball, but we have a lot of data.
Yep. Yeah. Experience and knowledge here and data to back that up. That's the best we can do. And that's what we'll bring you. We won't blow any smoke and we'll just kind of give you the best stuff we got, help you make an educated decision. And then finally, I'm going to tease, or maybe we'll get through the 10 things that you shouldn't do when selling your home, working on a long form video that you'll find over on the channel, going really into detail on that, but we'll hit those 10 items and just mention those today. So I wanted to jump into 2023 before we look back. What's going on over at your house, Phill? What are the kids into? What's new over there? Like any new Christmas gifts or anything? What's trending over there?
Oh yeah. We try to spoil the girls and they are going through their Christmas gifts. We're doing this new thing where we're bringing them out one at a time, and that's been good to kind of prolong the excitement. Bria's really digging basketball, and I'm learning a lot. And then Bryn's into gymnastics. So we got some new exciting things in the week to look forward to for them. So it's kind of cool.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
And we should mention that your wife is now a real estate broker.
She's with Windermere and your amazing company, and just really excited to have her part of your guys' team because Windermere's got so much value. Just the first couple months, he's just killing it with all this great new tools and partnerships and all that stuff. So it's been really, really nice for our family.
Heck yeah. So we wish her a lot of luck, and that's Kesley Beecraft. You can find her online at windermere.com.
Yep.
Some of the things, we mentioned what's going on over here with the animals. My kids are playing sports. That's what's going on. I wanted to jump into some of the things, the trends that we're seeing going into 2023. And one of them obviously is video. Here we are.
Yeah.
And reels and shorts and vertical videos, things like that. I think that's it's another year of video innovation, right? From mortgage people and real estate people and probably all industries.
Oh yeah. Love the memes, real estate and mortgage memes. We shared them behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of jumping on the train. I'd like to see how many people are consistent with their videos, because I think it is valuable to see people's face and understand who they are as a person. Hear a little bit more about that, because we're in this industry, but we're real people. We want to show that.
All right, I'm bang through these real quick. We got, trending in 2023. I put great agents and brokers, and I think that's because, right, good service or great service and valuable knowledge and experience is going to be more and more important in 2023. It's not real easy to sell a house right now, so you want to have the best on your side. I'll just leave it at that. Rate shoppers will be out there. Interest rates have obviously gone up a bit, so you're going to see more buyers probably shopping around and maybe not being very loyal. So something to watch out for, to definitely give them your best service. I know Phil's a master at that.
Try to.
Hey, I'm seeing a lot more, maybe not a lot more, because we've been doing like 360 tours in Matterport for a while, but now I'm seeing a little bit more. The headsets are a little more prevalent, so we may see some usage of that, and then different types of cameras, whether it's a phone or something that's different than the Matterport, like the Ricoh Theta. I've got one of those, and less expensive, but can do similar job. And that happens to be the one that Zillow's pushing for their 3D tours. Now we don't like Zillow really, but we're gonna, I kind of comply and work along there because it is part of our industry, and so their Zillow 3D tours platform is part of how we would get your listing to the top of Zillow, which is important. So we know how to do that.
Yeah.
And more mobile apps, web apps, and things with AI, artificial intelligence, trying to predict what you want or where you'll go before you even know. I think you'll see a lot of that in 2023.
Automation is on everyone's list.
Mm-hmm. And probably a lot of pitches, right? If you're a real estate agent or a mortgage broker, a lot of companies are going to be coming at you with the magic solution that includes AI or anything like that. So always happens. Oh, yeah. Hey, Phil, you come to us with a little bit of good news, I think, today for your home buyers. And, this looks like Braille to a lot of people. I think you call it a candlestick chart. That's what I've been calling it. What's going on here?
This is a chart of mortgage-backed securities. So a lot of mortgage professionals, they follow this chart to kind of keep a pulse on where the market is. And what you're seeing here, those little up and down lines are those candlesticks, and they show kind of the greens means, it's an up day and where it went and where it finished for the day. But really what I wanted to show you when I sent this over the other day was that rates are trending lower. They're at like a 4-month low. And so that's what this shows. And you may be saying, hey, this is showing an uptrend. Well, actually, when mortgage-backed securities are trending up, it puts downward pressure on rates. So that's what you're seeing here.
Yep.
And I thought this was just a graphic to show. I don't want to bore people with the data, but this is good.
Yeah, good stuff. So there is light at the end of the tunnel right now for you buyers. And I think it's a good time to get out there before it gets too late in the year, because it may get competitive again this year. It's hard to say, but I'm going to take a quick look back at where we finished 2022 before we jump into our market predictions. Okay, and I'll get through these pretty quick.
Okay.
But there was a lot of talk about more homes being available, maybe more homes for sale, more inventory. You hear things like that near the end of the year, but clearly if you look at the graph on the left, the homes for sale in Snohomish County never did go up. They continued to trend down. The only thing that changed, and we can see that the sales price and the homes for sale had a dramatic climb early in the year. So they did climb early in the year, and that's because the prices were amazing. People were doing anything they could if they could sell and get that money, if they had somewhere to go. But then halfway through the year, we can see that our showings per listing and our average days on market fell off a cliff. So the showings per listing went from about 20 to 25 showings for every listing to under 5. We're down near 3. And the days on market skyrocketed from basically the bottom of the graph there at 0 all the way up to nearly 40.
Yeah.
And that's really due to buyers pulling back. It's the case of the disappearing buyers. Showings per listing dropped off a cliff. The average days on market is on the rise. It's that time of year. It's November, December. There's not a lot of activity, but it really had to do with interest rates.
Oh, totally. A lot of fear in the market with the rates. I mean, they just more than doubled, and never in history, I think, have they done that so rapidly. So people really slammed on the brakes. We were still taking a lot of applications here at our team, but they saw the sticker price on some of these homes with the rates peaking, and totally put the brakes on to kind of say, hey, is now a good time to buy, Phill? And we don't have crystal balls, but we can kind of guide them. Housing is one of the things that everyone needs. So, if it's a need for your family, then we can make it a reality.
So that's how we finished out the year. I just felt like, with the rise in interest rates, all of a sudden, the demand for homes disappeared for a couple of months. However, we're going to get into our 2023 market predictions, and my bold take right now is that that's going to disappear very, very quickly. It's probably happening as we speak. There are buyers out there touring multiple tours on these listings and multiple offers on some listings right now. So there are opportunities for buyers to go out there and get a deal or get some seller concessions right now. Maybe some homes have been on the market since December. I've seen a few, maybe even longer. Those are your opportunities to strike. The brand new, fresh, clean looking listings, I wouldn't risk it going for a lot of concessions because there could be competition. So you're going to have to be careful and make sure you have a good buyer's agent to advise you.
Oh, totally. And I had a really cool thing, some data on that. Some report that I looked at said 42% of deals nationwide had seller concessions as of December, the last quarter. That's huge.
So November, December, what we saw was the sellers were just holding it out there. Hey, we've got $10,000 in seller concessions for you. Come over and take a look, right? And we'll give you some closing costs or a rate buy down, things like that. May not be as much, I don't think, in 2023. Prices will normalize in 2023. I wouldn't expect them to fall much further. We've absorbed most of the price falls, I think. The interest rates probably peaked near the end of 2022. Right now, I'm hearing a lot of economists, including Matthew Gardner from Windermere, say they'll probably hover in the low sixes for most of 2023. And everybody's situation is different.
Yep.
And I already mentioned this, the buyers will definitely reemerge, right? And the home sales will be revitalized early. And I think that's already happening. We're just a few weeks into January now.
I wanted to share another stat too, was with Barry Habib sharing this just, I think, 2 days ago, that buyer applications, and we're seeing the same thing. We're up 25% week over week. That's huge. And after making a few calls on earlier on in the week, I'm hearing the same thing across the board. It's wow, the buyers are coming out early. Maybe it's their New Year's goals to get into a home, or they're starting to see those rates trend lower week over week as well. But definitely it feels like spring's going to be really busy with buyer activity.
I think so. Yeah, I think the buyers see the writing on the wall that their prices have normalized a bit. Interest rates are kind of where they are. And it's now. Right. If you want to do something, there's nothing really to wait for. You can do it now, or you can do it in the spring. Market might be different. Maybe there won't be competition in the spring. It could be that we have a little bit more of a recession going into the spring, and sellers are still competing. But I wouldn't count on it. I think sellers are going to be looking for great real estate agents who can market and sell the property, because they realize it's not easy like it was the last couple of years, where you could really just list your home and have great pictures and it would probably sell in a week. Right. Probably won't be the case this year. Might take a little bit of marketing, might take a little bit of work.
Definitely.
Mortgage brokers, Phill, is this true? Mortgage brokers will be hungry to compete for your business?
Oh yeah, there's a definite thirst and a hunger out there. Conversion's really hard across our industry right now, because we're doing pre-approvals and we're showing, hey, this is what you're approved for, and they're just sitting, because affordability is still an issue with these rates. So, we really put the ball in people's court and kind of show them their options, lay out rates, and let them choose based on their goals. And what we're advising people right now is maybe take something with a little bit of a higher rate with lower cost, because, in history, every time there is a recession, lower interest rates are to follow to stimulate the economy. So investors know that, and the prices reflect this. So that's the conversations we're having.
Yep. I think that's a great point and a good prediction there for 2023. So
yeah.
I already mentioned this, that the seller concessions might be limited later in the year, so don't wait around for that.
Mm-mm.
This is a slide from Matthew Gardner's economic forecast, just kind of showing where the major economists kind of predict rates to be at and where he's at in the light blue here, for this year.
Mm-hmm. Yep, right. That's pretty close to where we're at. I did a rate quote just today, right at 6%, and that was with 5% down. So it's hovering right there already.
Right. And that's, this is just another one on that, showing kind of the trend of the rates. You can see that spike there at the end of the year, and then, a little more stabilization there, moderation coming into the new year.
We'd love to see that.
Yep. All right. We are 17 minutes in already, my friend. Let's get to the good stuff, I guess. Last thing we're going to talk about, and I've got a longer form video over on the channel that's not in the live section here, about the 10 things you shouldn't do when selling your home. And this is particularly for this year. I'm just going to jump right into it. Number 10, don't be home. Don't be home during the showings or open houses.
Yeah,
I know it sounds crazy, but some people, everybody's situation is different. Some people are housebound, but please, it doesn't make people very comfortable if you're just hanging out. Or some people say, hey, I'll just go to the backyard for a little bit, and they go out there and walk their dog or smoke a cigarette or whatever. Yeah. Right. Don't do that if you can avoid it.
Yeah. That's so weird.
Don't expect an instant sale this year, and don't panic. People panic after the first weekend and selling can be stressful.
Sure.
Don't panic and make instant price reductions or worry that you've got to give up a bunch of money for seller concessions. Hold your ground at least a couple weeks. It's probably a 15 to 45, in some cases 90-day market for selling a house this year.
Mm-hmm.
This is pretty relevant. I'm not selling my house, but if I was, I wouldn't be leaving my dog home. I wouldn't leave my cats, I wouldn't leave them home if I could help it. I would definitely, you can put them in a room or in a kennel. There's things you can do, but don't just leave them out and about. Not everybody likes animals.
Big distraction.
Don't leave a stinky house. Another one of these things that seems kind of like common sense, but whether it's the animals or the bathroom or whatever, you run out of the house because the showing's coming in 5 minutes, crack a window or an air freshener. I like the smell of fresh paint, bleach in the bathroom, things that,
When we were looking at homes, smokers, if people smoked in the house, that was a huge turnoff. It could be the most beautiful home, but if it stunk, man, it was a huge turnoff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's first impression stuff too. You got to really don't have bad curb appeal, right? It's right there. When people drive up, don't have leaves everywhere. Don't be parked in the best parking spot. Make sure there's somewhere for them to park and walk up, and they get a good first impression just walking up to your front door.
Yeah.
All right. Should give them the top 5. That was the first 5. We'll go to the top 5. All right. Don't go with a discount broker or for sale by owner. Obviously, I'm pretty biased on that. What do you think, Phil?
Yeah, I was going to bite my tongue and let you handle that one. But yeah, we've seen some pretty nightmare stories with people trying to go for sale by owner. And then they end up leveraging us in the end, these professionals. I mean, it doesn't end well.
Yeah. Well, the truth is, right, is that, number one, I've gotten several listings this year from these, right? They listed with a discount broker, or they went for sale by owner, and then it didn't work out. Mm-hmm. And they called me and we took over. Yeah. The reason being usually is corners are cut somewhere. They're not hiring a professional photographer, or they're not doing a video, or they don't have signs, or whatever it is. They got to cut corners somewhere, and you just aren't going to get the best marketing. They're definitely not spending on paid advertising, right? And boosted posts on social media. Those are important. So if you're going with a discount broker, you're taking a lot of risk with your biggest asset.
And a lot of times they're leaving a lot of money on the table. So
yeah, they end up, and by the time you call us, I take over in about 24 to 48 hours. We'll have new photos and we'll get it back on the MLS for that coming weekend.
nice.
But what's done is done. Unless you remove your house from the market for 90 days, the history is all there and the days on market don't reset. So
yeah, people see that.
But you could call me. I will rescue you. Don't hire an out-of-area agent to list your house. I hate saying that because there's other areas I want to go work and I know people and stuff, but I know what's best for my clients, and that's probably to find them the best local agent and take a referral fee from that agent. And I can make a little bit of money, and I can get my clients or my out-of-area client the best listing agent, the best buyer's broker in that area. So I recommend you do the same. Hire a local agent. If you have a family member or a friend that's in the business and they're not in the area, they can still get a referral fee. They can still make money, and you can still have it. And then they're not in the middle too, if like things don't go perfectly.
I was just going to say that.
Right. I mean, we help friends and family members in town all the time, and almost always works out, but you don't want to, do a bad job, work out of market, and then all of a sudden be blamed for something in your family that doesn't go well.
Completely.
Don't list on a Monday or Tuesday.
Why is that?
I see it all the time. I see people that all of a sudden a listing comes active on like Sunday afternoon or Monday morning or Tuesday. It's like, it's just not the best timing. Time is of the essence. That's a popular phrase in real estate, but timing is so important because, when are your buyers looking at what they're going to go look at that weekend? It's probably like Friday at work.
Exactly. I was going to say Thursday seems to be a really popular day to list when I'm checking stuff out.
Thursday's
then they have
the day.
Friday to populate. And then
so I recommend a Wednesday or a Thursday night, and that allows it to come online and populate across the internet to all the portals and all the brokerage websites. It'll spread like wildfire, and then you'll be sure to be live across all those like Thursday and Friday when they're looking for the open houses and where they're going to go. Monday or Tuesday, it's not going to be on the top of their radar when it's really time to choose. I just don't think it's the best choice.
Kind of a stale day.
Don't take your own photos, and don't let your listing broker take their own photos unless they come in with a humongous camera and a tripod or whatever.
Yeah.
It's really important. Real estate photos are extremely like a specialized deal. They layer multiple photos to get you the perfect exposure. So, and we all know that everybody's looking online, so photos are super important.
I mean, they're just going to skip right over that. That just instantly swiped away.
And this is kind of a pun, but you want your home to be shown in its best light, right? And that includes the lighting and the camera and what it can do. And so you really want it to look great.
Right.
And the number one thing that you cannot and should not do when selling your home in 2023 is you can't slack on your listing prep. All right. And that includes agents. That's my job too. And you getting your house ready to sell. We all got to be on top of our game because there will be other sellers that, out there competing. Your house just won't automatically sell. Be on top of your game, do your prep work, have that house shine when it hits the market.
Yes. I've even seen and heard you working so hard for your clients that you were out there vacuuming. Remember that one listing?
Yeah. Well,
you were making it shine.
Yeah. Agents are vacuuming all the time, vacuuming and pressure washing and taking out the trash or going to the dump or whatever.
Right.
A lot of agents that do that. And we like to do it because it helps us sell your house faster, right? People forget, think we're out to make a big commission or whatever. Our goal is the same as yours. Sell your house as fast as possible for the most money possible. It's a mutual benefit to us. So
yeah. Oh man, that's a good list right there.
Thanks, man.
Wow.
Kind of banged it out. We're at 24 minutes. I don't think anybody's going to watch this long. If you made it this far, you are a rock star.
Yeah.
Maybe on the next episode, we'll shorten it up. I've just got a few things for the next episode. And I was thinking, let's hit the do's and don'ts for the home buyers, right? We kind of talked about sellers and what they can't do. Let's hit the things you have to do and the things you shouldn't do as a home buyer this year, because that's probably who we really want to talk to early in the year. Here are the people that are out there hunting for a deal. Let's bring on a special guest. We'll have Phill, of course, but let's bring on another special guest that'll help you make your home worth more money.
Nice.
Yeah. And don't forget, you can check us out at northwesthomevalue.com, northwesthomelistings.com.
Right on. Thank you so much for having me on the podcast, man. I look forward to many more with you. If you guys have topics for us to talk about, let us know. Drop us a comment.
Absolutely, because for sure we got some stuff wrong today, or people disagree with us or whatever. You can put that in the comments because we like to hear them. I try to respond to every single comment, and we just appreciate the love. So give me a like or a dislike or a comment. It's all good.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you again, man.
Thank you, Phill. Been a pleasure.
Yep.
Look forward to seeing you out there in the field.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get after it.
All right.
See you guys next time.
Later.